Well, welcome. I am going to talk about a few things today that have really got me aggravated. Let's see. We're going to need this. And we're going to need this. Here's the spinner. And I'm going to need the engine. Where the hell did it go? Hey, good morning or afternoon. Well, that's a 60. I need a 46. Where the hell are you? I don't know if you guys ever heard me talk about the size of Reese's peanut butter cups, how they went from about that big around to about that big around. Well, I got a perfect example and a bone to pick with Hostess. I am so teed off. Now, everybody knows that a Hostess fruit pie is 6 inches long and 3 inches wide by about 3/4 of an inch thick, right? Well, let me show you the new Hostess fruit pie. You're not going to believe this. And no, these are not bite size, marked bite size. They are Hostess pies. That's it. If that is not ridiculous, for the same amount of money, but that size. That's ridiculous. Now, here's the engine. So, here's my solution to this shit. Everybody quit buying this crap. Don't put up with it. It'll be the last time I ever buy Hostess pie, just like I do not buy Reese's peanut butter cups anymore because I cut them in half. I realize that everybody has to make a profit, but it's leaving the same size and charge more. Don't charge more and cut them in half. Okay, here's the engine. I don't know what I did with the bolts. I had a heck of a time with this tank. I got a couple of hail spots on my car. I've been in a big tornado. They don't worry. It ain't worrying me. This house has been here for 100 years. Probably be here for 100 more. And if it gets me, well, it just gets me. Okay. We're going to make ready this airplane, and I'm going to work on the vortex. There's what's left of the bell crank. And the push rod. Let's throw this up. So we got 4. I need 2 more. In the trash. Okay, where is the tank slider? There it is. Now, unfortunately, this bracket was made for a clunk tank, so I'm going to have to modify it. Right there is a pretty good guess. Center line of the wing, center line of the engine. Now, the problem is, because it was for a clunk tank, it's shorter. The bolts are in the way, so I'm going to have to set this up on a piece of 3/16 basswood plus the foam. Perfect. We went to the thrift store today. I happened to be walking through, and I saw another box. Well, this box was $8.50. I thought, man, it's awful expensive. I'll show you what I got out of the box. What did I do with it? What did I do with it? I paid $8.50 for a $360 Mitutoyo combination square. Where the hell did it go? I don't see it. It's disappeared already. What did I do with it? I could have put, I need it right now. I had it over here. Maybe I put it in this drawer. No, I put it right here. So I bought it for $8.50. and didn't complain. Midatoyo, Starrett, all top of the line stuff. I don't think they knew what they had. That's all right. Their loss is my gain. So I'm going to walk over here and cut this. That's the city of the reverse toilet flush. I think we probably should epoxy that on there so that it doesn't move. All right. The only bad thing about this is I cannot adjust the tank height without changing the zip ties, doing it this way. But that's the way it goes. With the other tank, it was a whole lot easier to zip tie it on there, undo 2 screws, and slide this up and down. Now I've got to undo this, and you know, maybe we don't need to glue it on there. We'll try it without it. What do I do with the zip ties? Right here. Now, this tank here has an added piece of hard carbon running along the edge because I knew I was going to mount it like this. So as not to crush the thing. Yeah, we might have to CA it on there. Wish I had one of them tools that you pull the trigger and it tightens the clamps up. Yeah, the tornadoes would probably go the other way. But I don't think you guys have them down there. So far, so good. So we want this one to go to the top. And this one to go to the muffler. Didn't even need to cut that one. Oh well. Oh, wait a minute. Muffler. Yeah, I got it already. We'll get it figured out. I do want to put a couple washers in it. When I get the Brodax, I'm going to get some of those thrust wedges. That's tight. It's tight. See. Yep. Okay, now that's not going to be long enough. So we're going to have to. I don't have any filters. I don't like this, but I was going to bend that, but that makes it unusable on something else, so I didn't bother. I'm going to have to buy another roll of that tubing. Buy another roll of tubing. For you guys who had just joined me and didn't get to see the rant, I have no idea what I'm going to do about this yet, but everybody remembers what a Hostess apple pie is, right? This is the now new apple pie. They're that big, and it didn't say bite size on it or nothing on the box. It just oh, wait a minute. My mistake. Doesn't say bite size, and it says snack size, and they got it hidden in this. Deceptive advertising. Total crap. I was expecting 6 apple pies, not 6 bites or 12 bites. $11.6 EW. Very hard to find. Thank you, Ben Rosario, for those wheels again. Oop, probably shouldn't have said your name. I'm going to have to polish this, but let's get this on here. I want to see where this thing's going to balance. When I flew it, I only flew it one time. When I flew the one time, it seemed extremely nose heavy. So that takes 1.5 ounces off the nose. And to be honest with you about the bell crank repair, I'm glad I did it. Because the controls are about 200% smoother now with the Winship bell crank and the right stuff in there. I was just trying to build this with, you know, cheapy stuff. And it didn't like it. Okay, we need another screw. Not in there. Now I could put this shit tail wheel back on there. This is a Brodak wheel, or I could put one of my good ones on there. I'm gonna put a good one on there, solder one on there. I expect a lot of good things from this airplane. It's just right. You know what? This one's on backwards. Where is it? On backwards. Or is it the other 3 that are on backwards? The other 3 are on. The other 2 are on backwards. Damn. Oh, we won't worry about it right now. Yes, I'll explain it. I even have an example tank right here. A display tank. Let me get the screw before I forget. Where's my sample tank? I wasn't ready for a tutorial, but here we go. Okay, this is the tank just like this. This one's a display because it's made with the wrong resin. It's plumbed like this. This, obviously the overflow goes to the top of the tank. This goes in. And this set of tubes gets JB welded right to the V, so you get every last drop of fuel out of it. So that's the pickup, and that's the uniflow tube. So whether you turn it upside down or right side up, it's always in the same spot. Because contrary to popular belief, the engine speed is not controlled by the pickup location. It's controlled by the uniflow location. So if the uniflow is way down here, you'd have to have your tank up to be the uniflow even with the spray bar. Does that make sense? Now I run pressure, so I'm running, this is the feed and this is to pressure, muffler pressure. But if you're not running pressure, you run this one to atmospheric pressure, which is a forward facing, inlet to pressurize the tank so that it runs the same upright and inverted. Hope I explained it right. Yeah, they taste the same, but you only get one bite. I gotta tell you, it was a disappointment. Reese's peanut butter cup is half the size that it used to be. Well, I got to see which way I like these. I don't really care for what that is right there. Let me cut them off and look at it. So the uniflow line goes to muffler pressure if you had it. Yes. Yes. The vent line, it goes to a vent or the muffler pressure. I think we're gonna cut these off and redo them. least people be able to see my tank work. Man, this thing's heavy. I might have to glue a couple of stops on it too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this thing's gonna need some stops to keep. I know it's gonna vibrate down. Okay, the plumbing on this. Obviously, you take the vent off the bottom. Let's say we're going to fill this. This is my vent overflow. So I take this plug off. I fill it on the top here and plug this back up. Then when I'm ready to fly, I take this line, which is the muffler, and plug it into that. And now we're ready to go. We'll just try it as is. Should be fine. I guess I could put some CA on it. I don't know. Get it here. It's right in line with the glow plug, so should be okay. I got a call today about Brodax from a gentleman who knew that John had passed away. His friend that he traveled with I'm not going to tell you who it is. You'll know if you go to Brodax. His friend passed away. You guys need to quit that because there ain't going to be anybody left here shortly. Okay, let's see where it balances at. I could do a big rigmarole on pencils and all that shit, but we'll just hold it in our hands. Check it out. Yeah. Yeah, it's plenty good. Probably still too nose heavy. Who will? However, I need to clear off some of this shit. The controls work as good as any one of my airplanes. So that's a good thing. They are smooth. We're ready to go. The finish took a little beating. It hasn't been rubbed out, but I'm not sure I'm going to spend that much time rubbing this out. That's a lie. I will rub it out. No, we need to see what it weighs. We need to see what it weighs. Whatever it is I know it's too heavy. I'd say it's 52 ounces. Should be at 42. But that little screw up added some weight. Let's check it out. Anybody got a guess? Now remember, this was made out of all my scrap wood. Yep, not as heavy as I thought. 48.9, so it's 49 ounces. I mean, that's 9 ounces overweight, but 49. Let's see, we need a tail wheel on this thing, so just set up for that. Yeah. This will be the first airplane I fly this season. Because we don't care about it. I mean, I care about it, but not quite as much as the other airplanes that I've built. I'm going to fly it. Of course, I don't know. It depends on how long it takes before we start flying. If next week we're not flying, I'll paint this red. There's a red spear here. I got to do this twice. Red spear here and a red spit here to put it back to the way it was. But you got to remember there was a gaping hole right here. Gaping hole. Oh, you can't see what I just put up there. For those who haven't followed the project, there was a hole all the way from back here, all the way along here. This whole section was a hole. The fuselage was gone from here to here. Because I had to figure a way out to get a bell crank inside there. I need to put a coat of clear on the top piece too. So first thing we'll do is this tail wheel. So I got to drill it out. 49. Time for me to get some more drill bits. Harbor Freight, better get a sale on drill bits. Oh, I see one. There it is. And that's too damn small anyway. So I need the next size up, which is over here. There it is. Still pretty tight. I see something else I'm going to need to do on this. Metric wire. Metric wire. I wonder if Harbor Freight sells metric drill bits. I mean, I got them in the garage, but they're my snap-on bits, and I don't want to mix any work tools up with model tools. Of course, I have, but I have a few in here. There we go. You guys watch that girl she looks to be a Filipino or some type of Oriental gal who lives off grid and builds bridges and hey, right. The bits at Harbor Freight are not quite true on size, but will work. All I have here are Harbor Freight standard imperial bits. I don't have any metric bits. And they're close, but no cigar. I'd like to get it so it doesn't hitch. I mean, I probably can spin it off of there. There it is. There it is. Okay, now we need something to put on that. Now, here again, no washers fit that size wire, so we're going to have to make something. So I can take this nut here. Oh, this is a little washer. Maybe I can get this washer on there. It does fit. Okay, that fits. So how we want to do this is, let me get a drink of water so I can think about this. I think I'm going to, notch cut is what I'll do, and then solder. This tail wheel seems to be kind of loose too. I put it in on a dowel. It might be all right. In order, it's twisting a little bit. I drilled down through the center of a dowel and then glued the dowel into the fuselage. This summer, if I have any problem with it, what I'll do is I'll bend another wire, a piece of 16th, go this way and then down, and then wrap it with solder and glue that wire in there and solder it to that so it quits turning. But we don't need to do that right now. I'll get a drink of watermelon here. Think about this. This is for my stooge right here. Stooge. No problem. Now, I've heard people say that they take their Uniflow tank and a Univol vent and run it straight back. Does that work? I don't know. I've never done it that way. The way I do it is the way I've always done it, and it has always worked perfectly. Even with the clunk tank, I solder the Uniflow to the clunk so that it's like a 1/4 inch difference, so that the Uniflow and the pickup move up and down together. But here again, I've heard that you can run it straight back in the tank. You got to remember who you're talking to. I have not won the Nats, so is my is my way 100% right? I don't know. It's always worked for me, but I've never won because I don't fly enough. It takes an extreme amount of dedication to fly at the top levels. You got to be out there at the field practicing your ass off, and I don't have it in me. I would really rather build. So I think I'm going to do another scale airplane. The only bad thing about scale is if you think stunt is clicky, buddy, scale is twice as bad. It's bad. What am I doing here? Okay, I need the cutoff wheel. I guess the first thing to do would be to mark it. We're going to put this here. We're going to mark it here. That's where the notch is going to be. Yeah. Shoot. Broke the wheel pulling it out. Oh well, here's another one set up here. Okay. I took the wheel or took the axle and I notched it so that the washer can fit in that notch. Because even though I'm going to solder it, it don't mean shit. Okay, and then we're going to take this piece of paper here to protect the plastic. And we'll put this washer on it. Okay, soldering gun. And that's it. Now you're supposed to baking soda and all that other crap to get the flux off, but I don't worry about it on a tail wheel. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. Put a little dry slide on it, spin it up with the Dremel. Oh, she's a tight bugger. Close enough. That hole wasn't quite big enough. It'll be fine. Just got a hold of a super tagger missing. The Venturi, which I have to make so the sprinkler type. Super Tagger 60. The Venturi, which I still have to make so it's the sprinkler type, okay? Or one with the needle valve goes through the Venturi. Use the one that goes through the spray where the spray bar pinch bolt is. Let me show you. Make a Venturi that the spray bar goes through here. The reason being is that line and that line is the same as the tank pickup. If you put it down here or up here, then you got to shim the tank up and down. So if you put it where the pinch bolt is, that's better. No problem. If you make them the other way, I mean, I've seen them the other way, but man, what a hassle it is. Only bad thing about dry slide is, boy, it's nasty. It's black. But it does lubricate good. Let's see, we need 70%. So I guess I could use wax and grease remover, but it's more. Here's another thing. Isopropyl alcohol, $5 a bottle. I'm going to have to go to the 5 and 10 store to see if I can get it for $1. Come on, guys. The greed is getting out of control. At least gasoline's down to $2.74. It needs to get down to $1.74. Back in the day, I had a 65 Impala. Had about a million gallon gas tank. I could fill for $5. That tank today would be $100 fill up. I thought in the 70s, when gasoline hit 50 cents a gallon, it was the end of the world. That's like $5 a gallon. Okay, this job's done. On to the next one. I'll wipe the top off too. This job is done. I guess we could hit it with a little bit of schmutz. Let me zoom out. I'll zoom out. Another fine repair. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to get another coat of clear on this little patch I did up here. So we got 400 here. Yeah, I also wanted to keep the top nice, and when I turned it over, I poked a hole in the wing. But it is pliable now. I'm going to show you that flap here. As soon as I get this done, I'm going to show you the flap on the Vortex. I did. If you'd like a set of plans, I got plans for sale. They're expensive, but so's everything else. I've sold a few sets on here, but yeah, this is my design from 1991. I was actually playing with this design in the 80s, 89, but it didn't get recognized till 91. We need the ATX. I don't know if you saw the blue Viper. This profile here, I mean, this airplane wasn't around then. I didn't build any of the profiles then, but this is the same plan form numbers as Viper 1, only with a beam wing and a profile. Okay. Let that dry, sand it, put another coat on it. But in the meantime, we can work on my vortex. Who are you talking to? You talk what? I don't know. Okay. Where's the ball driver? I need my ball driver. Gotta pick my ear. Gotta scratch inside my ear. Oh, here it is. Hey, Roy. $49 ounces. That should be all right. There it is. 49 ounces. Okay, let's work on this other one here. Need to move this shit that'll poke the wings out of the way. Now, if you guys remember, may or may not, I didn't like how this flap looked. And I sanded it down and repainted it. Came out sweet. I wish the whole airplane looked as good as the flap did, but it don't. But it's got a nice even sheen to it. I mean, there's not a dent or a bump or anywhere, and the tips are nice. Yeah, like I said, I wish the whole airplane would have come out that good, but it didn't. I could sand the whole airplane and repaint it, I guess. So we need to get the markings on this now, which is not too much of a big deal. I think I have them cut, or if not, I can print them up real quick. Wicks on this side, Stunt Hangar on the other. Then we got to get it cleared. I got to glue all this stuff on. I guess while it's drying, I can be gluing. One hour, 19 minutes. I don't know if I want to go another hour, though. Doesn't do me much good. Wonder how much this weighs after it's gassed off. I think we're still under 60, I think. Maybe just a little over 60. I honestly don't remember. There it is. Anybody got a guess on the weight of this? I don't remember. Yeah, it's over 60. It's over 60. I can feel it. Lumber wagon. I bet it's 62. $62.2. So I was going to put spray shine on it, but I think I'll let it go. I'll save the spray shine for the next model. Something that I can build 4 ounces lighter than this and put 2 ounces back. Yep, 62.2. Well, I think I'm done. And when I come back, I'll have laid out the stencils and we'll work on that. But I don't want to drag the video on while I monkey around getting stencils ready and everything. This is a nice airplane. I mean, it's a little heavy, but should be all right. I still got the Aegis to fly. The Aegis is, I don't know, got to be 4 years old and never been to the Nats. I had some engine problems and I finally got them sorted out. It's a PA, was a PA, so a little harder to sort out than a Super Tiger because you can't get them no more. But I ended up with 3 of them, so we got that problem fixed. And it's on the my June RXL platform. It's very similar parameters to that, only with a rear engine PA65. And it looks similar to this one. I got the orange Viper I need to straighten out. I'll probably sell it. Probably sell it. So I appreciate you guys watching for the hour. We'll be back later on this evening, probably after dinner. And I'll do something. We'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.